Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 19 starts off with a flashback to understanding the Lodestone Sand Sealing Blade. Exactly how did it all come together, and how is he able to fight against Ryu and his iron sand? And we see that Shinki added a bit of his chakra to his blade, to Arya's blade, and he's able to manipulate it in combination with his wind style. So it's kind of a cool thing where it's like imagine like a Harry Potter wand where he's able to like move things around in the air. That's essentially kind of the manipulation of it, by infusing his chakra, Shinki's chakra, into his blade and then combining it with his wind style. He's able to build up, do any number of things. He's able to like slash and fight against the iron sand that Ryu is using. It's basically fighting against Shinki, and they kind of have like a talk about how, hey, isn't this going to be a little bit tough for you when we're sparring? And he's going to be like, whatever, you can think of it as a handicap to help you out to face me. You know what I mean? And then they kind of talk about how it's just to increase their shinobi level, so that way they can become better shinobi for Gara, for the Hidden Sand Village. So then we get straight to the action, straight to the fight between Ryu, Sarada, Mitsuki, Yodo, and Arya. Arya has just freed Yodo, and he had just freed Mitsuki from the iron sand bonds, and now we're getting right into it. And right off the bat, we kind of notice that he's just slicing through it, and it's able to break free of everybody. So it's not like he has to do like multiple swipes or like has to hit every iron sand grain. It's just one slash of it, and then it disperses. So then we kind of get a bit of a plan going. It's going to be Mitsuki and Sarada going straight in for the attack against Ryu, while Arya stands back and he slices up any iron sand that comes in their way. So basically he's their defense and they're all offense. So they just need to go as strong as they can. We see Sarada start off with the fireball jutsu, and then in combo with Mitsuki's Snake Sage mode, he's able to unleash like a underground snake thing and then wrap around Ryu, which catches him by surprise, and then he's able to go in for an attack. You know what I'm saying? And it all kind of flows very well. I'm pretty excited to see like how this fight will continue, especially with what happens in this chapter later on. But we basically see that they attack him, right? And they hit him, but then he disperses away. So he's able to like not only use iron sand, but make his whole body like iron sand. And initially I thought it would be like a clone, like an iron sand clone, but it's literally his whole body is iron sand. He can make it iron sand. So when they hit him or when they attack him, they don't necessarily hit Ryu. It's all just a matter of he transforms his body and then it's iron sand. And he's able to like move as like grains. So then Yodo is a sensory ninja. So she's able to detect, okay, what's going on? What's happening right here? And she's like, right there, over there at 7 o'clock. He's right there next to us. And Arya is able to charge up the sword, and he's able to bring together the sand. So he basically manifests Ryu right in front of everybody, and then Mitsuki goes in for an attack, and bam! Hits him right where it hurts. And then it feels like, oh snap, he's gonna try to escape or try to leave. So then Sarada hits him with a little Chidori as well. I thought that was really cool. And following after that, you know, they're basically just trying to catch him, and then he disperses into sand again, and he goes into hiding, so to speak. He goes into going back to being sand, and now they all have to be aware of, okay, what's the next thing that we can do? Following after that, it's Konohamaru and Matsuri still arguing. So Konohamaru hasn't taken action yet. He's not fighting just at this moment in this chapter. It's basically Matsuri just being like, why can't I call you Konohamaru-chan? And Konohamaru is just like, because I don't like it, all right? I don't like it. I don't like it when you call me that, all right? Only one person really calls me that, and I don't want you to call me that. And Matsuri is just like, why are you talking about Moegi? Stop talking about her. I don't care about her. And it becomes this whole argument that just makes her angrier and angrier. You know what I'm saying? And then Ada's watching the whole dispute, and she's kind of like, oh boy, Konohamaru. She's basically saying what we all feel. She's like, oh my gosh, Konohamaru. Like, could you not just shut up for 2 seconds and let her call you whatever she wants? It was really bad. But then We see her talk to Kashin Koji and to Boruto and basically saying like, listen, Konohamaru's not having a good job. I'm not doing really well right now. He's probably gonna end up getting bit or defeated pretty quickly if he keeps this up. And then the others are so busy with Ryu, they can't help him. So it's kind of all up in the air right now. And Boruto's getting a little antsy. He's like, I gotta get in there. I gotta help out. And Kashin Koji's like, not yet. All right, you need to calm down. You can't go out there. It's not the time yet, which kind of implies that there will be a time for Boruto to get out there, which, cool. Very, very cool. Then we kind of get a view of the Shinju, more Shinju talk, and basically just understanding what they've learned, what they're trying to become, or what they really want. And what they want is, well, kind of what they want is they follow their instincts, but they're basically talking about the human condition, our ability to reason, and our personal attachments to other people. You know, they start talking about Inashika Cho, how it was stupid of them to fight to save Hibawari, but knowing it was dumb was because it was personal, because she's a friend, because they care about her, you know. And so they're just basically saying, we have to do something to overcome it. We have to understand love. We have to understand reasoning and figure out how we as Shinju can overcome it to follow our instincts and do what is the right thing, what is the logical thing, you know? And then eventually we go back to the Ryu fight and we kind of see Ryu disperse into sand again, and everybody's looking for him. Where is he? Where did he go? And we see him come back, and Arya's charging up his sword, and he's like, I found you. And then he tries to like slash him, and he reveals himself, and then out pops Claw Grimes. Boom! Claw Grimes come out of him, and they're basically now attacking. They're basically able to offer support. You know what I mean? Like a battleground of support. So they're able to occupy their time. Arya charges up his sword and he slashes one of the Claw Grimes, but his sword gets stuck in the Claw Grime. And he's like, oh no, my blade is stuck. And then Ryu pops out at the last second and throws the Claw Grime back through the claw marks. So that way it's able to teleport away. And it takes Arya's sword with him. So now he has nothing to defend against the Iron Sand. And now Ryu basically has them all in a pinch with a bunch of Claw Grimes as well to fight against them. So it was 4-on-1. Now it's Claw Grimes and Ryu versus all of them. And they just lost the weapon and fused with Shinki's chakra to basically combat the Iron Sand. So Arya has no defensible power against the Iron Sand. Yoda won't be able to do anything. Sarada and Mitsuki will basically become puppets. Everybody's under his control now, which, yikes. And then finally, we get a look at Konohamaru and Matsuri finally arguing one last time before she basically makes it apparent that she's so angry at him because she's so frustrated and like infatuated with him essentially. Like this is the love feeling that they were talking about how it's unreasonable. It's not the right thing to do. But then she's like, but if I eat you, I know I won't feel this feeling anymore. I won't feel angry or hatred or like, I won't feel all this flustered when I'm around you. I can just eat you and consume you. And now I'll be able to like understand myself more. So become one with me, Konohamaru. And that's where the chapter ends. And I have to say that was it was a really good chapter. I particularly like the Ryu fight, and I like the Shinju talking about how about human reasoning and love and personal attachments. It's just important to understand that context of like why they're motivated to do what they do, and I think that's really cool. I also think that seeing Mitsuki and Sarada and the Sand Village Shinobi like working together was really cool to see that it takes all four of them in combination with each other to really make an impact against Ryu. But now that the battle has changed, you know, in a moment they were on top and they were able to anticipate or to fight him on like equal grounds where it's fair, that makes it difficult for Ryu. Now it's Ryu's put them in another difficult spot. So if we take a look at the fight in total, it was Ryu stopping him with the Iron Sand, then Arya stopping his Iron Sand, and then everybody attacking him together. And then now it's Claw Grimes have appeared. Ryu can still use his Iron Sand. Arya's Iron Sand, Lodestone, Sand Sealing Blade is gone. Now it's Ryu's time again. And it just makes it a little bit like, oh snap, now it's heating up. Now it's things aren't going their way. Who knows what's going to happen next? So I'm excited for chapter 20 already. I just want to know what happens next, but it's going to be very exciting. And then obviously Konohamaru versus Matsuri is going to be really good. I think that's going to be an interesting fight, especially because Konohamaru is on his own, and especially because she has some sort of feelings towards him, because she's Moegi's Shinju. So it's kind of like how that battle's going to take place is going to be weird, but at least we know that Matsuri's not going to hold back because she really wants to devour him, and moving forward, we're going to see just exactly what's it going to take to get there. But yeah, I'm super excited. And I feel like Boruto is eventually going to jump in there, whether Kashin Koji wants him to or not, right? Kind of like what we already saw when the Shinju first appeared. Boruto started attacking the Hidari, the Sasuke Shinju, and he was so motivated, so driven to bring Sasuke back to get that Soul Thorn, so that way he could bring back Sasuke, but he was a little too forward with it. He was going a little too hard for it, but now he's pulling back, but eventually he's going to jump in. I know he is. I wonder how that's going to go. I wonder how that's going to play out. So there were a couple things that were missing in this chapter. Not missing. I think there were, put it like this, there are certain things in the chapter that are like, I guess I just want more story that in this chapter than what we were given. But in time, they'll come. So nothing was really missing. I was just kind of like, what's going on with Kawaki? Is it getting upgraded? Is this? Is it that? You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like right now we're focusing on this part. It'll come later. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Yeah,